Society would have you believe that a good man is soft and harmless. Nothing could be further from the truth. Do you understand what it takes to be a high-value male? What kind of man personifies an exceptional alpha? A good man is one who exercises self-control. He is calm and at ease with the world around him. Every man on the planet must be able to control his dark side. When you make the decision to retain and keep your seed, you must exercise control over your urges. This is NoFap's dark side. Be aware that lust desires are not always physical and can show up as pride, depression, anxiety, or even fear. This darkness is in all of us, but it comes out of the shadows when a man is trying to change himself for the better. You will have to face the deepest, darkest parts of yourself on your NoFap journey. Yes, you will have to confront some of your most paralyzing fears. There is no way around it. You must persevere. Only then will you be able to progress to the next level of self-improvement. We are biologically programmed as men to stalk and hunt our prey. It is in our survival DNA to be goal-oriented and to achieve every objective that is placed in our path. This explains our desire to impress our female counterparts. It begins during puberty and lasts throughout our lives. We are constantly begging for female attention. Young boys try harder in class to appear smarter in order to impress the girls sitting next to them. An athletic adolescent will push himself to run extra yards if he believes he will be rewarded with the attention of his crush. When we realize we have the opportunity to show off our intelligence and stamina to our crush, we all act differently. When a man is not plagued by the desire to impress, his life changes dramatically. He will learn to focus his efforts and energy within, which he will use to better himself. We are constantly bombarded with stimulation everywhere we go in our modern era. It's in our vehicles, our workplaces, and our homes. Stimulation is literally all around us. It is extremely addictive and difficult to resist. Historically, men were far better at practicing retention because they did not have to deal with the constant barrage of stimuli competing for their attention. Because there were fewer advertisements and manipulations from society, there was obviously less PMO and addictive fapping behavior. Intercourse, which was limited to marriage, would have been bound by strict rules. Stimulation is easy to access and can be accessed any time of day or night with a click of a button. This is why modern men spill their seeds far more frequently than our forefathers. Our primitive ancestors relied on energy reserves for survival in ancient times. It was a life or death decision to retain their seed because they understood how important their life force energy was and would never waste such a valuable resource. Life would have been all about making it through the worst conditions like starvation, sickness, and, eventually, a harsh death. They didn't have the luxury of time to think about the pros and cons of PMO and unnecessary fapping. In today's advanced world, however, the only way to survive and thrive is to ignore all of the urges, stimulation, and content that flood your eyes and seep into the deepest parts of your mind. We must find a way to focus on positive and meaningful thoughts so that we do not become enslaved by the dark beast, which would otherwise have us drooling in a corner with our raunchy thoughts. The idea of achieving a higher purpose is a relatively new concept, since we do not have to only focus on survival as our forefathers once did. Now we have ample time to consider what is beneficial for us and what is not. In this thought process, we can realize that it is of no use to waste our seed and the vital life force energy it contains. We have the ability to consider what a life of freedom from fapping and PMO could be like. But when a man begins to consider new possibilities for himself and his new life, he must confront his demons, his dark side of the temptations and urges that keep him down and defeated. This is the pain and suffering that must be endured in order to break free from the dark beast. You can defeat the dark side and all of its demons and beasts by retaining. When you senselessly waste your seed, you are only robbing yourself of precious energy and an inner growth transformation opportunity. It is possible that you will meet the worst parts of your being, and this will include great pain and suffering. When a man is in the lowest of the energy vibrations, this brings him down emotionally, but seed retention will help us recover. When you start retaining your seed, you truly understand the power and control you have over your thoughts. But it's hard to stay in control because negative thoughts and situations tend to get the best of us. Our body and brain scream at us to spill our seed in the hopes of stopping the suffering. When things aren't going well, it's natural to fear interactions and become nervous and anxious, but this is the time to start working on the new you. This is the time to leave your comfort zone and start confronting your dark side. Some men who achieve success at a young age never get to face themselves and remain unaware of their darkness within. But if you can face it, consider yourself fortunate. The goal of confronting your fears is to emerge stronger. You will not achieve greatness if you choose to remain in your comfort zone, feeling safe and cozy. Don't run away. Stand strong and fight your fears by practicing retention and being loyal to who you are. Never let your ego get in the way of facing your dark side. More importantly, don't expect anyone else to understand what you're going through. They won't get it. Just focus on being genuine and think of yourself as a strong, enlightened, high-value man instead of only appearing perfect in the outer world. Yes, this NoFap journey will lead you into the depths of darkness. You'll be required to confront your inner self, defy temptation, and get through your toughest and darkest days without saying a word to anyone else. This is exactly what you need to do to come out on top and enjoy the brighter days ahead. As always, gentlemen, stay strong.